January. It's the month where the nights are dark, the weather's terrible, and to top it all off, the household bills arrive in the post with the excesses of Christmas needing to be paid for. This time of year can be extremely stressful on couples, especially if one partner has not been open and honest about finances with the other.
I discovered my husband's secret spending when I got home early one day. I was a mobile hairdresser, so I just happened to call him for lunch, and he was on the sofa on the telephone, and as I walked in he put the phone down and looked really guilty. When I questioned him, he was like, nothing, there's nothing wrong. And there was a pile of papers next to him. When I picked them up, it was a court order for us to be in court that day because we was about to have the house repossessed.
Financial issues are one of the most serious things that couples have to contend with. Sometimes it's about one person in the relationship spending more perhaps than they're revealing, or it's about difficulties straightforwardly to do with not having enough money. The main thing is, though, it tends to lead to difficulties if it's not discussed.
For many couples, opening dialogue, being truthful and planning a way of clearing the debt is usually the best way of sorting any financial problems. But for some, the betrayal can be the final nail in the coffin for a relationship.
We split up, and after about 6 months he went to live in America. So it was, the first 6 months was just confusing, and by the time I'd come out of that he'd moved away.
Research by law firm Slater Gordon shows that millions of us avoid talking to our partners about how much we spend, how much we owe, and what we're doing with our joint accounts.
If you suspect your partner of having debt, then the thing to do is to talk to them. Try and find out what the issue is, because you may be able to resolve it yourself. If you can't and they don't admit to it, but you seriously suspect them of having that debt, then the thing not to do is to go rifling through their things. You will be breaking the law. My advice is speak to a solicitor, find out what your rights are and what action you can take.
I trusted him. You know, he was my husband. I cared about him and loved him. And, you know, it's a shame to have been let down, but that's the past, and I've just got to get on with it.
A really good way of making sure that your partner is open and honest about their financial difficulties is to make it clear that you're not going to be cross with them, that you're not going to be angry, that actually you want to hear about it and you want to help. That feeling of support rather than a worry that somehow you're going to get annoyed as the other half of the partnership is really important to making sure you have those conversations and that the other person feels safe talking about it.